Welcome to How to Balance Kundalini Part 3. Again, if you've not seen the other parts, please go back, have a look, and we then continue. Now, Kundalini can come about, we know how it can come about, and we know also that we can experience imbalances. Now, in order for us to understand and even experience an imbalance, we've got to have some idea that why is this even happening and what's the purpose of Kundalini? Where is this taking us? Is it necessary to have an awakened Kundalini? What is it going to do ultimately for us, right? And when we get that, is balance then automatically restored? Are we going to be the same person that we were before and after? Now, before we even get to that, right? You may be somebody who's gone through amazing experiences already, somebody who's already had a spiritual awakening, right? And you're well on your path, and maybe you're somebody who's not even a jnani, so you're not gathering information and knowledge, but you are enamored with the divine. So you just feel the totality of love all around you, and maybe you found a guru and you're turning every stone. You're not stopping at anything because you're so devoted, right? And unbeknownst to you, that you suddenly become out of balance. Now, you start to have all of these experiences, and your awake life might feel like a little bit like an illusion, right? You're not feeling with it. You feel you're having conversations, but you're lost in translation because someone's saying something, you're not quite there, and things are either going over you or you're not interested, right? But the physical symptoms, the chronic fatigue, the vivid dreams, the out of body experiences, the involuntary out of body experiences, the sudden ability, the various siddhis that are arriving. Now, the siddhis and all these clear abilities are not an imbalance, but they can create or they can become an imbalance at some point. But when you start to have all of these physical experiences that are really, really, really keeping you in bed all day, sometimes, right? You can't get out even just to attend to nature's call. You may have lost your job because you can't focus, right? And for some of you, if it is stuck in certain places, it's simply going to amplify those centers. Some of you will be crying a lot, right? Some of you will have a normal day, and then suddenly it feels like something just attacked you, because one minute you're here, the next minute you don't quite feel right. Yeah? You hear things and you feel like you're losing your mind, because why can't you simply have this experience and not be so jarred? Why are you so out of balance? Why are we feeling so out of balance? Is when these three things, our solar, our lunar, and our fire elements inside of us are out of whack. Okay? Now, with or without preparation, whether or not your nervous system was prepared, right, you can still have an imbalance. Your Kundalini can still cause havoc. One of the main reasons this happens, what does fire do? Right? Just think about, what do we use fire for? We use fire to cook, right? We use fire to burn things, right? So in this regard, a fire is going to morph something into something else, right? So a fire is transformative. What does lunar mean? So that's our emotions. Those are our motions. And that's why, like, Earth is 70% water, so are we. Right? So we are mainly water, will be affected by the moon, will be affected by all of these movements. Now, practically, this is now we're dealing with our own emotional body, our own pain body, the cold in us, the thing in us that says don't go somewhere, the no in us, right? Then you've got the solar that wants to give you energy to do, to want to experience yourself, right? Now, all of this, when it becomes out of whack, one is here and one is there and nothing is in balance, when physically now, when the energy is just moving, what does it want to do? It just wants to go up, right? Now, it's unable to go up. Now, say you were somebody who experienced abuse. Say you had sexual abuse, right? One example. Second example, a poverty complex, right? Third example, a fear of something. All of these very root issues, right? And when you're having that experience, what is going to do, if that is not moving up and it is staying there, right? It is going to ask you, can you deal with it? But it's not going to ask you as I'm asking you, right? It's going to start to create an imbalance in it. Because if it's not getting space here, it's going to go to Ida, Pingala, it's going to go somewhere else. And wherever it is, right, it's going to cause havoc there. So it's either going to produce a lot of heat or it's going to produce a lot of cold. So this is our own rigidity, our own resistance. And we are not breathing well. Yeah? So when our nervous system is healthy, our breath is not shallow, it's not fast either. So if you listen to the way that you're breathing, right, and check your nostrils, if you close one off, how is the other one, right? How well are you breathing from both the nostrils? Because both have to go together and they form one breath in and out. And they both affect the solar and the lunar channel inside of us, which is our duality. Yeah? Park all of these things wherever you can. If you have a notepad, you can also write these things. Now, wherever we have stuck energy, so pertaining to that particular channel, it's going to cause certain things. Now, say for example, you were unable to speak your truth, or you were always suppressed, that obey. As a child, you're not meant to speak up your truth. You have to do this, you have to do that. And so you kept getting suppressed, and you're like this, right? Now, when she wants to move a bit higher, right, she can't. So you will cough and cough and cough, or you will scream and scream and scream. So you will have all sorts of things. You might have a lot of fatigue. So what is happening now? Just imagine you're already compressed with all of these issues, right? With you trying to come into balance. Now, what the Kundalini will do is it'll amplify all of this. Now, if those parts still remain imbalanced and there's no breath work, there's no meditation, there's no stretching of our limbs, with no conscious eating, we're not taking care of this vehicle, there'll be so many things. There'll be stresses on the outside, right? Without maybe taking any supplements. You may need some supplements, you may need some hydration. There's lots and lots of things, right? When some of these things are not in place, then the body will react to this. The body will start to tell you what it needs, and this is where we need our awareness. Stay tuned for part 4. Be right back. Lots of love.